The Samsung Galaxy S9 was one of the most capable handsets of last year, and now, 1 year later, Samsung have released the Galaxy S10, and this time it's all about the screen, the beautiful Infinity O display. For us here at Direct Mobiles, this is the highlight of this phone, but there's so much more to this than just the screen. And in this video, we're going to show you the differences between last year and this year's Samsung flagship. So let's start under the hood. The Galaxy S9 is powered by Samsung's own Exynos 9810 chipset, which is built on a 10nm process. 1 year on, and Samsung have produced the 8nm 9820 chipset, which resides inside the Galaxy S10. The smaller number associated with the chipset means that more processing power can be built onto the chip whilst retaining the same footprint. A smaller architecture also means that less heat is produced, so faster processing speeds can be achieved and maintained. RAM is up from 4GB to 8GB maximum, although a 6GB version is available if you want to save some cash and don't feel like you need the extra system memory. But truthfully, most people won't need 8GB. 6GB is plenty for any handset. Some of the more visual changes are on the back. The fingerprint scanner has been removed and now is placed underneath the screen. Samsung's ultrasonic fingerprint scanning technology is a first in the industry, bouncing sound waves off your finger to create a map. And while it's not as fast as the traditional fingerprint scanner that you'll find on the Galaxy S9, it certainly is one of the quickest in-display biometric scanners at the moment, and I find it to be extremely accurate and reliable, which is more important than speed. Staying on the back, the S10 has undergone major upgrades, going from a single lens setup to now a triple lens setup. And unlike the S9 series, the Galaxy S10 shares the same rear camera setup as its more expensive counterpart, the S10 Plus. We have a 12MP wide-angle lens with a dual aperture technology ranging from f1.5 to f2.4. This is backed up by another 12MP sensor with an f2.4 telephoto lens and 2x optical zoom. But new to the S series is the 16MP ultra-wide-angle camera with an f2.2 aperture and fixed focus. One thing that I enjoyed about the S9 Plus was that you had a very capable camera and you had the option to switch lenses between the normal and the telephoto. This gave it versatility, and now with the S10 series, it's even more versatile. The ultra-wide-angle lens is extremely wide, a little bit wider than what you would find on the Mate 20 Pro, but the extra lens makes what is already an extremely capable photography setup even better. New and smarter AI software also helps to improve the pictures, and with that super bright f1.5 aperture, low-light shots are extremely good. The photography setup really isn't that much different from the S9 Plus, but compared to the single lens S9, it really is an upgrade. But where this camera does excel is in video. The S10 will shoot 4K HDR10+ video at 60 frames per second and with smooth stabilization. We're all used to the amazing photography shots that can be produced using HDR, keeping all the details in the highlights and in the shadows to give very dramatic shots. This is exactly what the HDR10 does, but for video. That combined with the super smooth 4K 60 frames footage just allows the S10 to produce amazing images. 4K capabilities are carried over to the front camera as well, with it able to shoot at 30 frames per second in 2160p. Okay, it's not the same sort of quality as what you get on the back, but it's still far better quality than what you see on other smartphones. I just wish this beautification wasn't so strong, and I haven't found a way to turn it off yet. The front camera is a 10MP unit and also gives amazing HDR shots. It's obviously not as good as the rear camera, but then they never are. The S9 is also capable of shooting 4K at 60 frames per second and can produce very good looking video. One thing that Samsung do better than everybody else is display technology. The 5.8-inch Super AMOLED display in the S9 still holds its own against 2019's competition. The S9's display has a pixel resolution of 1440 by 2960 and an 18.5 by 9 aspect ratio with a huge screen density of 570 ppi. Although screen density is down slightly with the S10 at 550 ppi, the new dynamic AMOLED display is a thing of beauty. This 6.1-inch screen has a resolution of 1440 by 3040 and has a 19 by 9 aspect ratio, and of course is a HDR10+ compliant display. Gorilla Glass 6 protects the S10 compared to Gorilla Glass 5 from the last generation, and the truth be told, whichever one of these phones you go for, you will absolutely love its display. The bottom line is that the S9 was a very well made device, so well made that it's still relevant now, especially since it's recently been updated to Samsung's One UI, which is based on the latest version of Android 9 Pie, and has given it a whole new lease of life. You've been watching Direct Mobiles TV. I'm David, and if you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos about the best in mobile tech. We have over 24 years of award-winning customer service. Find your next phone at Direct Mobiles.